students, in previous video we have discussed the first chapter, the living one, and today we discuss about the second chapter, biological classification. Students, you all know that government organize the unit test, and first chapter we have to complete the revision video, and now today we discuss about the second chapter, biological classification. In first chapter we have to know that what is classification and why classification is necessary. So first start the lineage. So lineage give to the first classification, that is the two kingdom classification. So now we discuss about the first of all the classification. So the first classification is given by the Carolus Linnaeus, and it is given two kingdom classification. Two kingdom classification is given by the Carolus Linnaeus, and these two kingdoms, first one is Plantae and second one is Animalia. So all the biodiversity are divided into two main kingdoms, that is Plantae and Animalia, and this is the divided by the Carolus Linnaeus. And now the evolutionary three kingdom classification, four kingdom classification, and last the R.H. Whittaker given by the five kingdom classification. And these five kingdoms are, first one is Monera kingdom, second one is Protista, third one is Fungi, fourth one is Plantae, and fifth one is Animalia. The main characteristics of these five kingdoms is the Monera is totally prokaryotic organism. In Monera kingdom, all the prokaryotic organisms are included. In Protista, eukaryotic but unicellular organisms are included. So all the eukaryotic unicellular organisms are included in Protista kingdom. The fungi is saprophytic organisms. It is depending the saprophytic organisms. So it is saprophytic fungi, and Plantae is autotrophous because it prepares their own foods, and Animalia is heterotrophous because it is dependent on the Plantae. So this is the five kingdom classification which is given by the R.H. Whittaker. But in R.H. Whittaker classification, viruses, viroids and lichens are not included. In all the organisms are divided into mainly these five kingdom classification: Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, and Animalia. But viruses, viroids and lichens are not included or not included in this R.H. Whittaker classification. Now we discuss about the first kingdom, that is Monera kingdom. Kingdom Monera. It is prokaryotic organisms. Prokaryotic organisms are included in Monera. The soul of the Monera kingdom is bacteria. Bacteria is the main organisms of Monera kingdom. Besides this, cyanobacteria means blue-green algae, then mycoplasma are the included in Monera kingdom. The bacteria are living everywhere. We have to know that we see that the bacteria are included in everywhere. Habitat is no one place is in planet that bacteria are absent. It is live in very extreme habitat also. And depending on the very extreme habitat, the bacteria are divided in first one is Archaebacteria. Archaebacteria are ancient bacteria. It is not true bacteria and live in very extreme conditions. Live in very extreme condition like salty areas known as halophilus, then very hot condition known as thermoacidophilus, and live in ruminant part of animal known as methanogens, and it is useful in production of biogas. So this is the Archaebacteria. The second bacteria is eubacteria and it is true bacteria. The first one is Archaebacteria, the second one is eubacteria. It is true bacteria. Chemo-autotrophous, sometimes autotrophous, photoautotrophous, because chlorophyll-like pigment is present, so it is photoautotrophous bacteria. Then some bacteria are included in the cyanobacteria or blue-green algae. It is photosynthesis synthetic bacteria. Some eubacteria are have heterocyst-like organisms. Heterocyst is present in blue-green algae, especially in blue-green algae. In blue-green algae, heterocysts are present, and these heterocysts are production of fixation of nitrogen in bacterial cell. So it is useful in the fixation of nitrogen in bacterial cell. So this is the eubacteria. Bacteria are reproduced by the process of asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. The third bacteria is mycoplasma. The mycoplasma is the third bacteria is mycoplasma, and the mycoplasma is the smallest organisms, lack of cell wall, and survive without oxygen. So this is the mycoplasma. Now we discuss about the second kingdom, that is Protista kingdom. The second kingdom is Protista kingdom. You have to know that it is the eubacteria. It is a eukaryotic organism. All the eukaryotic organisms are included, but these eukaryotic organisms are unicellular. Only one cell is present, and this cell is work all the function in animal body. So it is unicellular animal. In some animals, cell wall is present. It is divided into 5 major groups. The first group is Protista kingdom is divided into major 5 groups, and first is chrysophytes. The example of chrysophytes, or the chrysophytes are included into desmids and diatoms. The cell wall of diatoms is made up of silica, siliceous cell wall, and it is not destroyed. So the diatoms, the habitat of diatoms is fully made up of silica, because the animal is dead but silica is not destroyed, and very much lots of bunch of silica are present in diatom's habitat. So this is known as diatomaceous earth. It is a very useful question in asking your examination. Define the word diatomaceous. So in chrysophytes, the cell wall is made up of silica, and silica is not destroyed. So the very large number of siliceous is present in habitat of diatoms, and this is known as diatomaceous earth. It is also, this silica is also helpful in various function like syrup mechanism and polishing. So this is a very much useful protistans. The second group is chrysophytes. The second one is dinoflagellates. First one is chrysophyte, second one is dinoflagellates. The dinoflagellates have different pigments are present, and it is like it is appear like blue, green, yellow, etc. And this is present in sea area. So the sea is appear like blue and violet color. The Gonia legs, the best example of dinoflagellates, it have two flagella are also present. The third group of protistan is euglenoids, and the best example is euglena. The cell wall is present and it is known as pellicle. Pellicle cell wall present and flagella is present. The fourth one is the slime mold. In slime mold, the two main generation are appear. It is look like Plasmodium. Fruiting body is developed during unfavorable condition. In unfavorable condition, the slime molds are produced Plasmodium like fruiting body. And last, the fifth one is protistans. The protista have mainly, we have to discuss that 5 major groups: chrysophytes, dinoflagellates, euglenoids, slime mold, and last one is protozoans. It is very much important for you. In protozoans, it is also divided into 4 types. The first one is amoeboid. Amoeboid like protozoans. Amoeba is a well-known example of the amoeboid protozoans. The second one is ciliated. The best example is paramecium. The third one is flagellated. The euglena is the best example. And last one is sporozoans. And the plasmodium is the best example of the sporozoans. So this is the protista kingdom. Now we discuss about the third kingdom, that is fungi. The third kingdom is fungi. We have to know, and we all know about what is fungi. In fungi, it is mainly present in moist places. Moist places very much, and very different type of fungi we have to know, and most of it is saprophytic. Depending for the food, it is depending on the decaying organic material. So it is known as saprophytic. The body organization of body is known as hyphae. The net-like structure of hyphae, it is known as mycelium, and the mycelium is closed both sides and the cytoplasm is present. It is known as coenocytic hyphae. So hyphae is the body organization of the fungi. The fungi is reproduced by sexual or asexual reproduction. Sexually or asexually reproduction can be occur in fungi. The asexual reproduction is done by the fragmentation, and sexual reproduction is done by three main steps. Sexual reproduction is taken by the three main steps. The first one is plasmogamy. In plasmogamy, the two non-motile or motile gametes are the protoplasm is fused of non-motile or motile gametes. The second one is karyogamy. Two nucleus of motile or non-motile gametes are fused. It is known as karyogamy. And third one is meiosis. The haploid spores are produced. The process is known as meiosis. So in fungi, three main steps are included in sexually reproduction. Besides this, in meiosis, haploid spores are present, but in some cases or in some stage, the two gametes are fused immediately, and the phase is created and it is known as dikaryon phase. Immediately two gametes are fused and zygote is formed, so it is known as dikaryon phase. This fungi is also symbiotic. It is depending, etc. The fungi are divided into four classes. The fungi are divided into four classes. The first class is ascomycetes. Second one is basidiomycetes. Deuteromycetes. And the fourth one is phycomycetes. This is the four main class of the fungi: ascomycetes, basidiomycetes, deuteromycetes, and ascomycetes. The basidiomycetes is also known as bracket fungi. The deuteromycetes is also known as imperfect fungi. So in fungus, some stage have produced some spore is also present. Formation of spore is also present in this asexually reproduction. So this is the four main class. In your examination, the question is asked like write down the short note of ascomycetes, write down the short note of phycomycetes with the examples. So you have to write the main points and with examples. In your notes, we have to written all questions with the answer. So you have to prepare in notes. Now we discuss about the four and five kingdom, that is Animalia and Planting. So you have to also study the third chapter, Plant Kingdom. So this is the Plant Kingdom which is classified in R.H. Whitaker. The Plant Kingdom, all the plants are autotrophous because it is prepare their food, and all the animals have heterophytes because it is depending on the plants. So the plants and animals have their own large kingdom, and we have to discuss third and in fourth chapter. Now we discuss about the viruses. In viruses, you have to first write that is viruses are not included in R.H. Whitaker classification. Viruses are living or non-living. So viruses present in atmosphere, it is non-living, but it is attached to the some living organisms, and it start their life cycle. So this is the living organism. So the viruses are living or non-living organisms. Viruses you have to first write the history of the viruses. So the Pasteur, the scientist, the first discovered the viruses, and no, it gives the name of virus is venom, the poisonous. The second scientist, M.W. Beijering, D.J. Ivanovsky, etc. Scientists have proved that viruses are infectious and infect some plants. In D.J. Ivanovsky and M.W. Beijering also point that in tobacco mosaic virus infects in tobacco plants, and some infectious material are also infects in some healthy plants. So this is the history of the viruses. Second, you have to written the structure of the viruses. So in structure, the protein coat or protein layer is present surrounded the viruses, and it is known as capsid. The capsid is made up of 1,000 small units. It is known as capsomere. In viruses, RNA or DNA is present. Not both the RNA and DNA are present in one viruses. So only RNA or DNA present in plants. Only RNA is present in animals. Single-stranded RNA or double-stranded DNA is present. Now we discuss about the bacteria. In bacteria, the virus is infected. It is known as bacteriophage. It is known as bacteriophage. The virus causes the disease in plants and animals. So in animals, mumps, chickenpox, herpes, etc. are the AIDS, etc. are the disease which is caused by the virus. And in plants, curling the leaf, yellowish venation, stunt growth, etc. are the disease which is caused by the viruses. So it is the viruses. Now we discuss about the viroids. So it is the smallest than viruses. वायरस से भी बहुत ही छोटे विरोइड्स है. DTO first coined by the viroids. Potato spindle disease. In potato, spindle disease are caused by the viroids. Only free RNA is present. Only free RNA is present in viroids. Now we discuss about the last topic of this chapter, and that is the lichens. Lichens is a symbiotic relationship. Between fungi and algae. The components of fungi is known as mycobionts, and the algae components is known as phycobiont. In fungus, first of all, the algae prepare the food because algae have chlorophyll and it prepare their own food, and the fungus give the shelter and minerals for algae to prepare the food. So it is the mutual symbiotic relationship between algae and fungus. The lichens is a good indicator in polluted area, because in polluted area lichens are not grow. So this is the second chapter of the biological classification. First of all, we discuss about the what is classification, and 2 kingdom, 3 kingdom, 4 kingdom, and last RH Whittaker is given by the 5 kingdom classification. These 5 kingdoms are Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae and Animalia. Then we discuss about the Monera, Protista, Fungi. Last, viroid virus and lichens are not included in RH Whittaker classification. So we discuss about the viruses, viroids and lichens. Students, you have to prepare very well this chapter because it is very much important chapter. We have to give the notes of this chapter. All the questions and answers are included in it. You have to properly read. If any doubt, you have to ask or call messages, etc. You have to also ask in your live class. So teacher is also solution in your answer. Prepare well. All the very best. Thank you.